What is going on, everybody? It's Alex back with another video, and today I want to talk about Modern Warfare 4 and how I think that it could actually save Call of Duty and honestly kind of bring a new taste to video games in 2019 as a whole. I do want to get out of the way first and foremost that it has not been officially confirmed that Modern Warfare 4 will be Call of Duty 2019. However, absolutely everything has been pointing towards the fact that it will be, and I think everyone's pretty much convinced that it will be Modern Warfare 4. Now, it's safe to say that Call of Duty has kind of been going downhill over the past few years, and every year we seem to have the same conversation of, oh, this is going to be the next best Call of Duty, this is going to save Call of Duty, this is what's going to be able to bring it back to the mainstream. We hear this conversation every year, but this year I feel like is a little different. Call of Duty as a whole is starting to change its formula slightly, and it's actually for the better. Similar to how pretty much every other game works, once Call of Duty is released, it's really popular for the first few months, and then it ends up kind of dying off, and then the hype starts building later in the year for the next Call of Duty. But especially over the past few years, Call of Duty hasn't really maintained its audience after that initial first few months. Whether or not you like Black Ops 4 or not, whether you like the microtransactions, whether you like the gameplay, it is just definitive fact that the game has held on to more players over a longer period of time than previous Call of Duty. The audience retention of Black Ops 4 is significantly, definitively higher. I'm not saying that Black Ops 4 is the end-all be-all and that it figured out the golden formula, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. Now, if you're not aware, Modern Warfare 3 was actually the most popular Call of Duty ever, selling over 30 million copies. Now, this doesn't just have to do with the game. Obviously, it has to do with the game that sold before it. It has to do with the reputation and how popular Call of Duty was in that time frame. But either way, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was a very popular game, and people really enjoy the Modern Warfare series. It seems like the vast majority of new shooters that are on the market right now are either historic or they're futuristic. People in the Battlefield community are wanting a modern Battlefield, and the same thing is happening for the Call of Duty community. It's been quite a few years since we actually got a modern Call of Duty. It seems like everything's come full circle, and this is really what people are asking for right now. So in my eyes, just the reveal of a modern Call of Duty will really open up the door for a lot of gamers to actually want to get in on this. But honestly, I think the biggest reason as to why Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 could be a huge success simply has to do with the fact that it's an arena shooter. Now, this may seem completely counterintuitive to you guys, but hear me out. Over the past few years, Battle Royale has basically taken over the shooter market. Whether it's H1Z1, whether it's PUBG, whether it's Fortnite, Battlefield, whatever, you name it, Battle Royale has been really popular and really dominating the market. A lot of people are convinced that Battle Royale is just a fad and then will end up dying. I don't think that's necessarily the case. However, it's definitely oversaturated and people are starting to want something different. I absolutely love battle royales, but I want to be able to play other games as well, and right now the market is basically just battle royales and it's hard to get away from it. While I'm streaming, I brought up this conversation quite a few times about how all I really want is just a really solid modern Call of Duty or something like a modern arena shooter. I want to play all these battle royales as well, but I want to break from that and I want to be able to play something like a Call of Duty or a Battlefield. Every time I bring this up, everybody seems to agree. It just seems that recently games have been catering towards Battle Royale so much and kind of leaving everything else in the dust. I've heard the same thing from many streamers. Shroud has made this comment, Summit1G has made this comment. I'm clearly not the only one that wants this. Now, that's not to say that Modern Warfare 4 won't have a Battle Royale, because personally I feel like it will, and I also feel like they're going to capitalize on it even more than Black Ops 4 did. But all I'm saying is, even if we just got a generic sequel, you know, an upgrade from Modern Warfare 3 plus the addition of a modern Battle Royale in Call of Duty, I think that would sell the game in itself, just simply based on how the market has turned and how it's kind of come full circle all the way back to arena shooters. So on top of that, Activision had its Q1 2019 earnings call last night where they stated, "We also recognize that we need to do even more to maintain the breadth of our Call of Duty player base beyond the launch quarters, and the Call of Duty team is hard at work on that for this fall's big content release." They realized the games have kind of changed recently, and now, especially due to Fortnite, players are expecting really continuous and constant updates. I understand how difficult it is for big companies like this to get the content up that quick, but honestly, that's kind of just what it takes in 2019 to keep up. Now, whether or not they're actually going to be able to keep up with the pace is left for debate. However, they clearly realize that this has been an issue, and they are trying at least to do what it takes to change that. The COO states that both launch and post-launch content for the game will bring game-changing experiences, but unfortunately, he wouldn't actually go into detail on what any of that meant. So for all we know, that could just mean that they're doing more Call of Duty things and just better than they've done in the past. Now, I know that in 2019, it seems like like the vast majority of people are just Call of Duty haters. So without a doubt, there's gonna be a lot of hate on Call of Duty no matter what it is and no matter how good of a game it is. But honestly, I'm excited, and hopefully this will actually be the game that I've been looking for such a long time. Personally, I would love to see a Modern Warfare 4, and I really hope they do it and do a really good job with it. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Are you excited for Call of Duty at all, or is it 2019 and Call of Duty's just so far gone to you guys? But that does it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys for the support. Peace out.
My mother wheel takes me all over the place. And wherever I go, I'm in minds and hearts. Don't need to climb stairs while I'm climbing these charts. Lilith, Roland, the Solitude dudes didn't come to my birthday party. Rude, but they all found time to go fight the warrior. Like, this would be like some...